Imagine waking up one morning and seeing the world tense. All news channels are flashing alerts. People are talking about armies, missiles, and countries in conflict. At the center of attention are three countries: the United States, Iran, and Israel. Some people say it's just politics. Others whisper this could change the world. To understand, imagine a huge school. There are students, teachers, and a principal. Everyone has rules. Everyone has responsibilities. A country works the same way. The president is like the principal. Right now, the president of the United States is Donald Trump. His job is to guide the country, protect citizens, and make big decisions. But he is not alone. There is also United States Congress, which debates laws, decides budgets, and votes on strategies. Inside this Congress are two main political teams: Democratic Party, Republican Party. Both want the country to succeed, but they often disagree. Now imagine a very serious fight happening far away. This is like a war between countries. The United States, Israel, and Iran are all carefully watching each other. Each country is planning moves, sending warnings, and protecting its people. Missiles, drones, and naval ships are like big warning signals. They show seriousness but also create fear. People in all three countries are worried. Some prepare, some hope for peace. Inside the White House, President Biden meets his advisors and generals daily. They plan strategies: where to position troops, how to respond to threats, how to protect civilians. Israel's leaders are also planning carefully to defend their country. Iran is responding with its own strategies. Sometimes these actions are far away, but their effects are felt worldwide. Shipping routes, oil prices, and global markets all get affected. Even countries far away are paying attention. When these powerful countries act, it affects trade, security, and daily life everywhere. Think of soldiers as the school's security guards, planes as emergency signals, and naval ships as protective walls. All of them are moving and preparing to keep everyone safe. Social media acts like a loudspeaker. News spreads instantly, reaching millions. Young people discuss, share opinions, and sometimes panic because events feel fast and dangerous. War is not only about fighting, it is about planning, strategy, and teamwork. Decisions today can affect millions tomorrow. The economy is also impacted. Families, shops, and schools all feel changes. Leaders debate whether to spend more on defense, humanitarian aid, or infrastructure. Some say, safety first. Others say, protect families first. Both believe they are helping their people. The world is watching closely. No one knows exactly what will happen next. But one thing is certain: the choices made now will shape the future for millions of people. The world feels like it is holding its breath. Planes are flying across the skies. Ships are moving in the seas. Soldiers are preparing, and leaders are making big decisions every hour. Inside the White House, President Joe Biden meets generals and advisors. They discuss maps, strategies, and possible attacks. Every plan is carefully thought out because a small mistake can affect millions of people. Far away in Israel, leaders are watching the skies and borders. They want to make sure their citizens are safe. They have planes, missiles, and radar systems ready to respond quickly. In Iran, leaders are also preparing. They train their forces, plan missile defenses, and monitor every movement. People in these countries live in tension. Some hear sirens, some see military vehicles moving, and many are worried for their families. But war is not only about fighting, it is about decisions, timing, and communication. Sometimes sending a warning or talking to the other country can prevent battles. In schools, imagine teachers trying to stop a fight before it starts. In countries, leaders do the same. They negotiate, send messages, and try to avoid the worst outcomes. Economics also feels the effects. Oil prices rise, trade slows, and businesses worry. Families notice higher costs for food, fuel, and daily necessities. Media spreads every event. A single video can reach millions of people. Some stories cause fear. Some stories give hope. In Washington, D.C., emergency centers are active. In Israel, military bases are on high alert. In Iran, cities prepare for possible attacks. Drones fly across borders. Missiles are ready to defend. Naval ships patrol the seas. People in other countries watch too. Why? Because decisions made by these three countries affect the whole world. If conflict spreads, shipping routes, energy supplies, and international trade can be disrupted. Even schools and markets far away can feel the impact. Families discuss what is happening on the news. Students hear adults talking and wonder, what will happen next? Leaders must think carefully. Some suggest negotiation and diplomacy. Some suggest showing strength to prevent attacks. Some suggest protecting allies immediately. Every choice has consequences. Every day brings new decisions. Sometimes countries send humanitarian aid to show they care about people, not only power. Sometimes countries hold talks to reduce tension. This balance between power, protection, and diplomacy is fragile. It is like walking on a thin rope above a big canyon. One wrong step can lead to disaster. Citizens of all three countries hope for peace. Families want to continue their daily lives. Children go to school, workers go to jobs, and yet they watch the skies with concern. Social media spreads stories fast. People share news, discuss events, and express fears. Young people especially follow updates and ask questions about safety. The world's leaders watch carefully. They know that any misstep could trigger larger conflicts. They try to encourage talks while preparing their countries for emergencies. Technology plays a big role. Satellites monitor movements. Drones provide images. Communication networks share alerts instantly. Even though many people feel fear, hope exists. Leaders negotiate quietly. Diplomats talk in secret meetings. Families support each other. And citizens prepare for whatever may come. The story is still unfolding. No one knows exactly how the events will end. But one thing is certain. The decisions made today will shape the future of the United States, Iran, Israel, and even the whole world. The skies are tense. Planes zoom across borders. Ships patrol the seas. Soldiers stand ready. Inside the White House, President Joe Biden and his advisors look at maps of the Middle East. They discuss possible moves by Iran and Israel. Every action must be precise because mistakes can affect millions. Israel watches carefully. Radar systems scan the skies. Missiles are ready to intercept threats. Soldiers practice drills for emergencies. Iran also plans its moves. Drones patrol cities. Missiles are positioned. The leaders hope to show strength without starting larger battles. Meanwhile, citizens of all three countries live with worry. Some hear alarms. Some see military convoys. Families check on each other. Children try to understand what's happening, sometimes asking, "Is it safe?" This war is not just fighting. It is a puzzle of strategy, timing, and communication. Leaders send warnings and negotiate quietly, hoping to prevent escalation. Even faraway countries feel the effects. Oil prices rise, trade slows, markets fluctuate, businesses and families worry. Schools continue, but news is everywhere. Teachers explain what is happening simply. Parents answer children's questions with care. Social media spreads news instantly. Videos of planes, missiles, and military movements reach millions. People share opinions, discuss safety, and hope for peace. The world watches closely. Countries far away monitor the situation, knowing that decisions here can affect global security. Technology plays a big role. Satellites track movements. Drones capture images. Communication networks send instant alerts. Leaders use both diplomacy and defense. Some meetings happen quietly to reduce tension. Some forces are moved to protect citizens and allies. Every day brings new decisions. Some prevent conflict, some prepare for the worst. Families hope for peace. Citizens stay alert. Leaders balance strength with caution. Even in fear, hope exists. Negotiations, diplomacy, and humanitarian efforts continue. The story is still unfolding. No one knows the ending. But one thing is clear. The decisions today will shape the United States, Iran, Israel, and the world for years to come. Imagine a day when sirens sound across cities. Planes fly in the skies. Ships patrol the waters. Soldiers move carefully, ready for anything. This is a hypothetical battle scenario, explained simply. In Iran, military bases prepare for defense. Drones fly over key areas, scanning for threats. Missiles are positioned to intercept any attack. Israel also prepares its defense systems. Radar monitors the skies. Soldiers and civilians practice safety drills. In the United States, military forces are positioned overseas. Ships and aircraft carriers patrol strategic waters. Leaders discuss every possible scenario, trying to prevent escalation. Even though these are hypothetical, they help leaders plan carefully. Every movement is calculated to avoid mistakes. Civilians feel the tension strongly. Families check on each other frequently. Schools sometimes close temporarily for safety. Hospitals prepare for emergencies. People watch news constantly, trying to understand what might happen next. Despite fear, communities help each other. Neighbors share resources. Parents explain the situation to children in simple words. Children ask questions and adults answer patiently. "We are doing everything to keep you safe." War affects more than just borders. Oil prices can rise because the Middle East is a major supplier. Shipping routes may be blocked, affecting trade worldwide. Businesses worry about supply chains. Families may see prices increase for food, fuel, and everyday goods. Even countries far from the conflict monitor the situation. Global leaders discuss possible economic policies and emergency plans. Amid tension, diplomacy continues. Secret meetings happen between countries to prevent escalation. Messages are exchanged to avoid misunderstandings. Humanitarian aid is sent to help civilians affected by the conflict. These efforts show that even in tense times, hope exists. Leaders try to protect citizens while avoiding unnecessary conflict. Social media spreads updates instantly. Millions of people discuss events online. Young people especially ask questions and share their thoughts. This creates a global conversation about safety, peace, and strategy. The war story is ongoing. Decisions today affect millions of people. Families hope for peace. Leaders balance strength with caution. The world watches closely, waiting to see what happens next. Even if battles never start, preparation, strategy, and careful planning continue. This is the reality of global politics and war. Imagine one day the situation becomes more serious. Planes fly faster, ships move in multiple directions, and countries issue strong warnings. This is called escalation, when tensions grow and small conflicts could become bigger. Escalation scenarios. 1. Airstrikes and drones. Iran launches drones over strategic areas. Israel uses defense systems to intercept threats. The United States monitors everything and positions forces to prevent surprises. 2. Naval movements. Ships patrol key waterways like the Strait of Hormuz. Protecting shipping routes is essential because trade depends on these waters. 3. Communication and diplomacy. Leaders send messages to avoid misunderstandings. Secret meetings try to prevent battles from starting. Even during escalation, the main goal of countries is to avoid full-scale war. Humanitarian impact. People feel the effects immediately. Families worry about safety. Children hear sirens or see soldiers and ask questions. Schools, hospitals, and public services prepare for emergencies. Refugees may move from dangerous areas to safer places. Despite fear, communities help each other. Neighbors share food and resources. Volunteers support hospitals. Families explain the situation to children in simple words. Global economic impact. War affects not only the countries involved, but the entire world. Oil prices increase due to risk in the Middle East. Trade routes. Shipping delays affect goods globally. Businesses. Supply chains slow down, creating shortages. Families. Prices for food, fuel, and daily goods may rise. Countries far from the conflict adjust economic policies to respond to these changes. Banks, businesses, and governments all monitor the situation closely. Social media and awareness. News spreads instantly through social media. Millions of people discuss, share, and worry. Young people especially follow updates and ask questions about safety. Even misinformation can spread quickly, so leaders encourage verified updates. Story summary. The story of this war is ongoing. Decisions made today affect millions of lives. Families hope for peace. Leaders balance defense, diplomacy, and humanitarian needs. The world watches every move closely. Even if battles are avoided, planning and preparation continue. This is the reality of modern war. Strategy, caution, and hope exist together. Even in tense times, leaders look for ways to avoid full-scale war. This is called diplomacy. Talking, negotiating, and finding solutions without fighting. Diplomatic efforts. Secret meetings happen between diplomats from the United States, Iran, and Israel. Leaders send messages to avoid misunderstandings. Peace agreements or temporary truces may be discussed. Countries also work with international organizations to encourage dialogue. The main goal: prevent escalation while protecting citizens. Simplified military strategy. To understand military planning simply, imagine a game of chess. Each country has pieces: soldiers, planes, drones, ships, and missiles. Each piece has a purpose: defense, warning, or attack. Leaders plan moves carefully to protect citizens and prevent mistakes. Communication is key. One wrong move can create big problems. Even when tensions rise, leaders try to show strength without starting battles. Effects on civilians. People follow news constantly. Families prepare emergency kits and plans. Schools may adjust schedules for safety. Hospitals prepare for possible injuries. Communities come together to help each other. Despite fear, people continue their daily lives, supporting each other in small ways. Global trade and economy. Oil prices may increase due to risk in the Middle East. Trade routes are monitored closely to prevent disruptions. Businesses may face shortages of goods or delays in delivery. Families notice higher costs for fuel, food, and essentials. Countries far from the conflict adjust economic policies to stabilize markets. Banks, companies, and governments all work to reduce negative impacts. Even with threats and tension, diplomacy continues. Leaders balance defense and peace. Civilians prepare and support each other. Global trade and economies adjust to challenges. This story shows that war is not only about fighting, it is about planning, strategy, negotiation, and protecting people. Even in uncertainty, hope remains. Imagine the next few months in this story. Even if no battles happen, countries prepare. Leaders meet every day. Planes fly, ships patrol, and drones monitor borders. Future scenarios. Simple version. 1. Peaceful outcome. Diplomacy works. Countries agree to talks. Military forces return to normal bases. Civilians can live without fear. 2. Tension without war. Both sides remain alert. Occasional warnings or exercises happen. Citizens adapt to safety measures. Trade and economy may fluctuate, but major disaster is avoided. 3. Escalation scenario. Small conflicts grow. Missile exchanges or drone strikes happen. Leaders try to avoid full-scale war. Global trade is disrupted. Families prepare for emergencies. Schools and hospitals remain alert. Civilians' daily life. Families wake up, check news, and plan their day. Children go to school, but adults explain safety rules. Shops continue to operate, but some goods may be limited. People help each other, sharing resources and support. Communities find ways to stay safe while maintaining normal life as much as possible. Even in tension, people hope for peace and return to routines when possible. Economic and global security predictions. Oil prices may continue fluctuating. Shipping and trade routes are closely monitored. Businesses may face delays or shortages. Governments around the world adjust policies to stabilize economies. International alliances may strengthen to prevent escalation. This shows that even a conflict far away can affect daily life and security worldwide. War is not only about fighting. Strategy, diplomacy, and preparation are key. Civilians adapt, help each other, and hope for peace. Global trade, economy, and security adjust to tension. Decisions today shape the future for millions of people. The story continues, but hope and careful planning remain. Even small conflicts can affect many people. Here's how civilians in the world feel the impact. Humanitarian crisis scenarios. 1. Displacement. Families may leave their homes to stay safe. Temporary shelters and relief centers are set up. Children continue school when possible, but life becomes different. 2. Medical needs. Hospitals prepare for possible injuries. Doctors and nurses work longer hours. Emergency supplies such as food, water, and medicine are in high demand. 3. Food and resources. Some goods become scarce due to disrupted trade. Communities share resources to help those in need. Volunteers play a big role in distributing supplies. Despite challenges, people help each other, showing resilience and hope. Global trade impact. Shipping routes like the Strait of Hormuz are closely monitored. Oil prices rise when there is tension. International companies may face delays in delivering goods. Markets fluctuate as investors react to news. Even countries far away adjust policies to stabilize trade and economy. This shows how a conflict in one region can affect the world. War affects not only soldiers but civilians in global trade. Families adapt and communities help each other. Leaders use diplomacy to prevent escalation. Global economy responds to changes, showing interconnectedness. Hope and careful planning remain essential for safety and stability. Even if a conflict does not turn into full-scale war, it can last for months or years in tension. Long-term predictions. 1. Diplomacy continues. Countries hold ongoing talks to prevent escalation. International organizations monitor and mediate. Leaders plan cautiously, showing strength while avoiding mistakes. 2. Military preparedness. Troops remain on alert. Drones, planes, and ships patrol borders in strategic areas. Military exercises continue to maintain readiness. 3. Economic adjustments. Oil prices fluctuate based on tension in the Middle East. Shipping companies reroute for safety, affecting delivery times. Businesses adjust supply chains to reduce risk. Governments worldwide create policies to stabilize markets. Civilians' daily life. Families wake up, check news, and plan their day carefully. Children attend school while learning simple safety rules. Shops operate with caution, sometimes limited supplies. Hospitals remain ready for emergencies. Communities continue helping each other with resources and support. Even in prolonged tension, people adapt and maintain hope. Daily life continues, but awareness of safety is always present. Global security implications. Allies monitor the region closely. International diplomacy helps prevent escalation. Even distant countries are affected by trade and economy changes. Cooperation between countries becomes essential to maintain stability. This shows that conflicts, even when small, affect lives, safety, and the global economy. War affects everyone: soldiers, civilians, businesses, and governments. Diplomacy and preparation are essential to prevent escalation. Families and communities adapt, showing resilience and hope. Global economy adjusts to changes in trade and energy. The story continues, but careful planning helps reduce the worst outcomes. The story begins with tension in the skies and seas. People wake up to news alerts, warning of possible conflict. 3 countries are at the center: United States, Iran, Israel. Leaders plan every move like a giant chess game. Soldiers, planes, drones, and ships are all part of the strategy. Citizens live with uncertainty. Families check on each other. Children ask questions about safety. Communities help each other with resources, showing resilience and hope. War and military strategy. Forces patrol borders in strategic areas. Drones and missiles serve as both warning and defense. Naval ships protect trade routes and citizens. Leaders weigh every decision carefully, balancing strength with caution. Even during escalation, diplomacy continues. Secret meetings prevent misunderstandings. Negotiations aim to reduce tension. Humanitarian aid is provided to civilians in need. Civilians' life in conflict. Schools may close or adjust schedules for safety. Hospitals prepare for emergencies. Families adapt daily routines while monitoring news. Communities share food, water, and support. Even in fear, life continues. Children learn about safety. Adults plan for emergencies. Communities stay connected. Global economy and trade. Oil prices fluctuate with tension. Shipping routes are monitored to prevent disruptions. Businesses adjust supply chains. Governments worldwide implement policies to stabilize markets. Even countries far from conflict feel the effects. Global trade and security are closely tied to events in these three nations. Long-term scenarios. 1. Peaceful resolution. Diplomacy succeeds. Military forces return to normal. Citizens can live without fear. 2. Tension without war. Both sides remain alert. Minor conflicts may happen, but full-scale war is avoided. Trade and economy may fluctuate. 3. Escalation scenario. Small conflicts grow. Missile exchanges or drone strikes happen. Leaders try to avoid full-scale war. Families and communities prepare for emergencies. War is about strategy, planning, diplomacy, and protection. Civilians adapt and help each other. Global trade and economy adjust to tension. Hope and careful planning remain essential for safety. Decisions today shape the future for millions of people. This complete story, told in simple language, helps anyone, even a 10-year-old, understand the complex situation between the United States, Iran, and Israel.